triple C. I'ma make him bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C. Don't really count the heat.
So Daniel Cormier just made the biggest prediction, or the boldest prediction in probably MMA history. He said, if Alexander Volkanovski beats Islam Makhachev, it'll be the greatest upset of all time. Makhachev only has, literally, he hasn't even defended his belt yet. We haven't seen him up against Poirier. We haven't seen him against a lot of these guys. Yeah, do I believe he could beat all these guys? 100%. But let's hit the brakes there for a minute, DC. It's probably still premature because, quite honestly, Islam still hasn't fought the best. He hasn't fought some of the tougher guys at the 155-pound weight division. You know, and as much stuff that I talk about Volkanovski, there's one thing that Volkanovski does very well, and that is fight. The man is short, which I do believe, and I do think it'll be problematic a bit for Islam. Do I still think Islam will take him down? Yeah. Do I still think Islam will probably put him in the clinch? 100%. But still, being short is a gift as a short guy, and especially when you know how to use it. Will it be the biggest upset? Yeah, I still do have Islam Makhachev stopping Alexander Volkanovski. But for that same reason, will it be if Volkanovski does beat him? Because I am making a bold statement myself. It'll be up there, man. The more I think about it, it'll be up there. But it's definitely not. It's definitely not a St. Pierre, Matt Serra. It's definitely, you can't compare that. It's definitely not Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena. Like, I can't do that. Just for the simple fact that the pound for pound king, if you're gonna doubt him to be anybody, I mean, again, pound for pound to me just means it's the People's Choice Award. The people who think is somebody that can go up to any weight division and beat anybody if it was pound for pound. If Alexander Volkanovski really is pound for pound, and again, it's the People's Choice Awards, if he really is pound for pound, then him going up a good 10 pounds and beating Islam Makhachev is not the biggest upset in history. I think more of what Daniel Cormier should rephrase is it's probably one of the most competitive fights that could potentially have the outcome for the underdog, if that makes any sense. Because we do have to give credit where credit is due. And we do have to say, hey, Volkanovski has beat all of his rivals, and he's only been getting better. You know, his distance recognition, his setups, his movement, his patterns. I just think the biggest question mark for me is, how is he when he's going to get taken down? How is he when you're going to get wrist right? What are you going to do when you get a guy like Islam Makhachev on top of you, wrapping up your legs on a anaconda style, when he has a great Khabib in his corner, a guy that has so belief in him. He has so belief in him. I mean, confidence and belief are two amazing things to have, and I just do feel like Islam has it. But do I feel, or do I think this is going to be the biggest upset in UFC history? I can't say it. I can't say it because it's the pound for pound number one, and it's the pound for pound number two going, and anything could happen. So for that reason, I'm gonna have to tell you, man. I'm gonna have to shit on you a little bit, DC. No, but I do believe there's a different name that you could add to that, you know. And I think the name that you could add to something like that is just who is really pound for pound, because you have number 1 and 2 going.
And I know something you have said to me, I don't remember if it was on camera or off camera, but I think it'd be worth repeating here. Do you think that if Volkanovski wins, which, to clarify, you think Islam's going to win, but if Volkanovski wins, is he the greatest double champ ever?
Whew. He was just, yeah. And I always have to be honest. But he would have to defend it. And he would I think he would outbeat McGregor. He would outbeat Nunes. He would outbeat Cormier. And the only reason why I say Nunes is because there's no rankings at 145 pounds. You know, I'm not trashing Nunes, but it's the reality, man. Like, who's at 145 pounds? You know, she never really rematched Chris Cyber once again. Yeah, she knocked her out. It was a flash knockout. I talk to Chris all the time. Listen, I got emotional 10 times out of 10. I would have beat her. I just happened to mess up and screw up that one time. I just don't feel like that weight class. I just feel like it's hard. Like, we're talking about men right now. Weight classes that have been developing for the last, 20-some years. Yeah, I mean, I think it puts him. I think he would only be second to me. For the sake is like, look at who I've beaten: Demetrius, TJ, Dominic Cruz. I beat out 3 Hall of Famers into the route of becoming a double champ. You know, beating out Marlon Moraes to capture that double champ status. But with Islam being pound for pound, being number 2 pound for pound, the only thing that he would have to do is just defend it once and then pick your opponent at 155 pounds. Pick somebody that you know that you could beat. That wouldn't be the toughest style. And I think that would make, because of what he's done in his winning streak and how he's beating everybody and the fact that he is pound for pound, I think he would become the greatest champ of all time.
Yeah, and last question, do you think of yourself that if you do get that fight that you have asked for so many times, which is your opportunity at the 145-pound title against Volkanovski, do you think it's a pretty similar situation that, I mean, you're going to be a massive underdog, there's no denying it, so do you kind of see yourself in that you, like, would you take it as a slight if someone said you would be the biggest upset in UFC title fight history if you beat Volkanovski?
Well, I think... That's a great question, Michael. That's a really good question because it is, I would be going for a third belt, and I would be going up against a guy who a lot of people fear. You know what I mean? Like, but I would have my game plan. I don't know, man. I think that's too premature. We would have to see the odds. We have to see my fight against Aljamain, and then how's it that I take out O'Malley? But there's one thing that I always do, that I will always rise to the occasion, man. When the lights get bright, I just get better. I just get hungrier. I'm just more prepared. I will seize the opportunity when the opportunity comes. I think that would just be maybe not the biggest upset, but I just think it's the biggest win in UFC history, because that would make me the first 3-division champ in UFC history. And I think that's the stuff that really matters to me. What matters to me is legacy and making money. And those are the only 2 things that really care. I mean, I love you fans or whatnot, but you guys would jump off my bandwagon as soon as you know what I'm saying? As soon as I turn around, you guys are jumping out the damn, just leaving, you know? And it happens all the time, and I see it all the time. And to me, it's not about the fans. To me, it's about that, man. It's about the legacy. It's about what is it that can accomplish, you know? Tread the waters that are unknown. You know, and if being a family man now and having a family is making a living through that. And I think, to me, these are the things that motivate me. But I also do know that I have two people in mind before I get to Volkanovski. His name is Aljamain Sterling and Sean O'Malley. So those are the 2 guys that are on my hit list. And C4 is calling, man. C4 is calling, and I'm knocking on the door, and I'm going to seize the opportunity when the opportunity comes. So thank you guys again for watching. It means a lot to me. So you guys remember, there's more breakdowns, there's more technique, there's more tactics, and there's definitely more cringe. So make sure to subscribe and click on that button. I'm out!